C1x development, day 16. It's going to be a real short one. It's Sunday night. I'm intending to do quite a bit of coding this week, so I'm not going to be on for too long tonight. Gotta get ready for the week. But if I recall, in our last stream, we got most of the stats working, troubleshooted some bugs. I think there were 4 or 5 stats that still weren't working in the app, the calculation of them. So I was going to try and fix those tonight. Let's go ahead and throw a quick round in here. What I need to do, actually, not what I need to do, what I will do is I'll have the shot data here. So that's a birdie. We'll go par C1x putt. Then let's go C1, C1 basket for a par, so we missed the circle one. Let's make a circle 2 putt for bogey. We'll do a penalty stroke, circle 1, and then that's going to be a scramble opportunity. And then let's ace. Do I have... So I was going to try and copy the shot data in here. I definitely still can. It's just going to take me a little bit longer because I'm not printing the whole thing. I'm just printing individuals. But essentially I'm just going to have to... These aren't printing with quotes though. Okay, so we are... This is going to take me a second, but this will prevent me from having to input additional shots, additional rounds in the future. We'll just automatically load the app in here with a completed round. This is also only going to be on the easy course. Yeah. All right, so that was this one. And then we got this one. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right, and then what I'm going to do is we're going to change this to 3. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm not sure how this initial tutorial in the app is going to look, whether or not I'm going to have a full round in here. Round finished does not currently show the overall round score, so that'll be something to change at a later date. So we're 1 under, even 1 over, and then 1 under. So that's actually right. Let's go delete the rest of these. But I'm going to base this all off of a 6-hole course right now, and I won't change distances. I don't need to. All right, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 1. 2, nope. 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 1. Okay. And then we just need to add our quotes here. Don't do that. This is going to take a sec, but again, this will save us some time down the road. Slide it over. All right, so now we've got a full actual round in here with shot data. I don't need to reload that yet because what I wanted to actually come check here was our stats. So we've got the putting stats and scrambling. So we should have one scramble. Putting should be fairly easy. C1x in regulation. I've got the shot data pulled up here, so we can definitely go verify too. Let me check this tea bag real quick. Okay. All right, so C1 in regulation on hole 1. They're all par 3, so not on hole 2, yes on hole 3, not on hole 4. So it was yes on 1, yes on 3, and then not 4, not 5, but yes on 6 because 6 was an ace. So I think fairway hits is correct. C1 and regulation is correct. OB penalty rate, ace frequency, birdie frequency is 1 out of 6. Yes, because ace and eagle are separate. Bogey is 2 out of 6. Par is 2 out of 6. Bounce back rate is 0. Is accurate. There wasn't a chance. There was a chance for a bounce back. Did not register one. Birdie streak, bogey free streak. C2 bonus is 0, which is correct because we made one circle 2 putt. We missed one circle 1 putt. These question marks are just stats that I haven't added. So let's go check out the, I guess probably a better thing to verify here. It does look like I still have the issue here. Let's make sure that when I go to that round information view that I am actually calculating based on those stats. That is probably the important thing. Stats holder, calculate round display stats holder. That's right, because this is the one I created separately. And the round display stat holder, I just made a new function. Yeah. Okay, but it's still based on the single round calculations, so we should still be pulling from this. So what I'm going to do now is we'll go to our first stat that wasn't working, which is C1x putting right here. We're just going to add some print statements. Shot sequence here, so we can just see what's going on. Print first loop running. This is probably going to be a little excessive, but C1x makes. So right now we're registering 0 out of 0, so there's no makes or no attempts. Print second loop running. Let's go print third loop running, and then we're going to print C1 makes, comma, C1 attempts. Let's throw the X in there. All right, so now we're going to reload the app. We're going to check out that round. First round should actually work now. It does, yeah. So we've got the new information of that round we just added. And then let's go find our print statements here. This unload assets thing is quite annoying. Let's go see if we can get rid of that print out. I have a spot saved in all of my views for adding an eventual background image. I just don't have any background images actually loaded in the app yet. Not a concern on my part at the moment, but so I think here I was just commenting out all of the direction. Let's do a refresh again. And so the information we're copying here should match exactly the round that we just entered in. And so now we're going to get our loop here. All right, so every single one of them is third loop running. I do have a C1x make, C1x attempt though. So hole 1, I wish I could get a hole. I guess I can. I definitely can get a whole number by just doing, not to single round calculations, going here and then on C1x putting, yeah, we can just print whole. And then this can be whole plus 1. Just so I can see which hole I'm looking at, make sure I'm looking at the right data. Let's go do that again. All right, now let's click it. Okay, so we've got our printout here, hole 1. Am I printing out the shot sequence as a part of this? I am. That was in the first function. Okay, so hole 1 is this. Third loop running, that's correct. Because we're parked, 0 to 11 feet is not a stroke 1x, but hole 2, so here, it's going force shot. Okay, so this is the shot sequence. This is third loop running. C1x makes is equal to 1, C1x attempts is equal to 1. That's what it's returning. So this function is working. Total C1x putting, I'm just making it equal to. Okay, so no wonder this is not working. Yeah, because I'm doing this based on each hole. Each time I'm just setting it equal to it. That's not good. And scrambles is going to be the exact same issue. So the way this is setting up right now is that I'm basically just overwriting the save for all of the putting and scrambles every single time. I'm doing the same thing for this. I'm setting it equal to and not incrementing it. Total OB strokes, though, was, I think, returning correctly, wasn't it? Total OB strokes is 9. Because I'm going over each hole. I'm adding fairway hits. I'm adding in regulation. I'm just not adding these. I'm adding total holes with OB. I'm adding current C2 bonus. But that's a streak. That's a... Some of these are not quite going to work out right. Okay, so I know what the issue is. So we're going to start by deleting these print statements. So for each one of these, let's go var temp putting is equal to 0, 0. So we're going to go temp putting is equal to C1x putting shot data hole. Let's just call it temp array because I'm going to use it a bunch. Temp array. It's annoying, but I think this is actually what I have to do. Is equal to C1 putting. There we go. All right, so these are done. Temp array is equal to C2 putting. Yep. So C2 is done. Temp array is equal to scrambles. Yep. Yep. And yep. So that one's done. All right, and then OB strokes. returns a single integer. It does. Is equal to penalty OB strokes returns. So total OB strokes needs to just be incrementing based off of that. Plus equal to. And it's starting at 0, right? Yeah. So that should be accurate for OB strokes, although it was... Oh, it was not working. Okay. That's good. All right, so that was actually an issue. Fix that one as well. So scrambles should work now. Putting should all work. OB stroke should all work. Bounce back rate was the other one. So circle 2 bonus is returning the current streak. Same thing with C2 bonus, right? Is returning the previous bonus, the new bonus, yeah. So this works, this one does not. Bounce back is also returning this same thing. So it needs to match how these are being calculated. Temp array is equal to bounce back, bogey last hole, total bounce backs 1, total bounce backs. All right, so now we can get rid of this. C1 make streak should be accurate, birdie streak, bogey free streak. Okay, so now let's just refresh it and go run those calcs again. I think that should have fixed all of them. All right, so we have stats for them at least. Let's go pull up the data here just so we can verify. All right, so C1x putting. So I was essentially using that temp array here. I still haven't really decided what the purpose of these streams is for me eventually. I wanted to document the whole development process, but I don't know if I should really talk about why I'm doing things just because I'll already know them. I'm kind of talking about them just because I figured that someone after the fact might be interested in how it was put together. It also helps me think, I think, too, to record it and forces me to sit down and focus on it for a while. So I guess I know why I'm doing it. I don't know how much I should actually talk about why I'm making certain decisions, but I essentially just created this temp array, used it for all these calculations. So instead of overriding them, they were actually adding to the previous stat. Yeah. So we did that for all those. That should work. All right. C1x putting. So we have one putt there that we made. We have a putt here that we missed. And then we've got a putt there that we made. So 2 out of 3 should be correct. Yep. 4 out of 5 on circle 1 putting. So we were 2 out of 3 from C1x. And then we made this one. And we made this one. Throw-ins do not count as circle 1 putt. So 4 out of 5 is good. Circle 2 putting, we were 1 for 1. OB penalty strokes is at 1, so that's good. Bounce back rate is at 0 for 2, which is correct. We had 2 bogeys. Did not bounce back from either of them. That's great. So, and circle 2 bonus should be 0. Because again, that stat is the number of circle 2 putts you made minus the number of circle 1 putts you missed, which I do think is a fun stat. So I'm noticing that scrambles is 2 for 1, which is obviously not correct. So let's take a look at what's going on there. C1 putts is returning makes and then attempts. Is that what scrambles is returning? Scrambles is returning attempts and then successful. Okay. So we just need to flip those. Where's my error right now? Whoa. What is this? Did I just actually type that, or what just happened? I don't think I actually went and changed each one of those, but maybe I did. I don't know. All right, so those are all correct. Scrambles is now 1 for 2. All right. Now, I think those are all working. Calculations are all good. Percentages are all good. It is weird with the percentage symbol outside of the parentheses. That should probably go inside of it, which I think is going to be on the, is it on single round or is that something that I did? That might be something that I did on this one. It is. Okay, so. I'm just gonna, I think, copy and paste this, and this is a minor change, but catching my eye at the moment. A lot of that view might end up changing to begin with, but probably not a lot of this view. I mean, how the stats are shown will eventually end up changing, but it probably will not for the initial beta testers. So I'll clean it up a little bit for the moment, try and make it look a little bit nicer. Get the parentheses going first. Okay, and then I am going to have the, that's round display. We've got all round calculations. Do the same thing here. I think I could probably just copy and paste the whole block of code, but I am nervous that I changed something and I just don't remember. So I'm not going to. This doesn't take me too long and guarantees that I'm not going to mess it up. Couple more. Perfect. Let's do a refresh, make sure that actually looks good. Yeah. Percentage marker inside of the parentheses now. A little bit clearer. Okay, so stats are good. This is done. I'd left that open just because I knew there were the handful that weren't working. Score totals, new function at the end of app launch. Populate all score totals. This isn't being constantly done during usage of the app. Okay, so I do know what I was going for there. But I am already saving score totals. So I don't think I actually need that. That's something I'm already saving. I think we can get rid of this. So I think initially my thought was that this is my JSON file for all of the rounds. This is where they're going to be saved. And initially I didn't think I was going to have this variable in here. So I thought that on app launch I was just going to pass this data in and then calculate the round score for every single round. But I'm now doing that when I save it. So it's already there. So I don't think I need this. Into app launch to populate all score totals. Yeah, so we don't need these. Be nice to check a couple off real quick. So this pro comparisons view, this is something I still plan to implement in the app, but I'm not going to do it just yet. Not going to do it just yet. We will go ahead and add a button. We can do that. That'll be quick because I know it is going to go in here. So in the all stats view, I want to have a button up here in the top right. That is called probably versus pro is going to be a good name for it initially. Let's go find an easy elevated button. This one will work. And then let's go to our stats view, all stats. Come up by where that back button is. Right here, we've got a spacer, throw the elevated button in, and then another sized box. Like so. Go ahead and fix the formatting, and we're not presenting a paywall here, obviously. Let's just go add a new file to this one right now. And it's going to be called procomparisons.dart. All right, and then simple view to copy. Maybe just round finished right now. This one isn't too long. Grab this, copy and paste, and then this will be, let's go ahead and delete all this stuff first. Container, column, pro comparisons. And then we're going to get rid of the expanded, which is going to be most of this. Yeah. I can leave that up right now. It's fine. Don't need this. Don't need this. All of these warnings for unused variables, X, Y, and Z, also not going to worry about that right now. Before I actually push the app into beta testing, meaning that I have a lot of these views functional, certainly before the app is ever released, I'll go through and clean all of that up. That'll be its own tasks. Pro comparisons. Pro comparisons state. And then let's do some copying. Okay. Not going to need most of those. So let's go ahead and go delete these. All right, so now I've got the view, I've got the title. And then let's go to our main view and do the usual here. This is just going to be like this. Pro comparisons. Pro comparisons name is equal to that. Let's come down here and go, yep, perfect. Let's save that, and then we'll go to our all stats view, and under this button, instead of, gosh, what does that look like? There's a button here, this. All stats, and we'll copy paste that here. Pro comparison. So we're not creating the view, but we are creating the pathway to get there. So now we'll save that, and if we go back to that view, we've got, I'll become a pro. So I want this to be verse the pros, maybe? Let's take out the, for the time being, lowercase v. Tap that, we go to pro comparisons. There is no back button on that, I did fail to include that. And I do want a back button. That was centered too. Interesting. Okay. Doesn't matter right now. We got a back button, so we can go back. Okay. So the button's in there. Start. Really, it's still not going up. Okay. Oh, I guess the whole thing is wrapped in a center, so that's fine. This will, oh, because that wasn't the right view. There we go. Okay. So now the view's in there, button works. We haven't built the view, but we've done this. Rough settings view. Is that something I want to do right now? We might as well. We can do the same thing here. Let's copy. Let's go to settings. Let's paste it. Did I ever build out a settings name here? No, I didn't. Okay, good. Settings. Settings state. Do some copying. Settings. Save that. Let's go to main. Import settings. Settings name settings. Perfect. And then we'll go to the main menu. And I've got that settings button here on pressed. Settings name. Did I go actually change the text? I did. So now if we reload the app, that button should take us to... Did it work? Or do I have errors? Oh, I do have errors. What errors? I just erased... Yeah, I did. Class user settings. Shoot, how did that look? Hold on. I erased something I didn't mean to. I'm gonna go do a double check here. Not a double check. I'm gonna go find the original code just so I can copy and paste it. Yeah, it's literally just this. Okay, there we go. Now we can reload the app. Make sure that I actually have a settings view to navigate to. Beautiful. Okay, so I was intending to build out a rough settings view. Toggle for unit of measurement. Is there anything else I need in settings right now? I don't think so. I do not think so. We got the back button, that works, right? Yeah. Settings icon could be substantially bigger. We can go do that real quick. Is it a font size? I forget how the sizing works on this. Icon size. Icon size 30. And I want a foreground color. Don't I? Splash radius out, just color. Let's go 35 and we'll make it a nice black. There we go. All right. That's still probably too small. Roll with that for the time being. Okay, now on to settings. There is a little bit more space in this than I would like, but it is kind of built out to be that way. Oh, it's because of this. There we go. There's a little too much space above the settings here. All right, so we built out the rough settings view. That is all I intended to capture here. And then I want the toggle for the user to select their unit of measurement. So I think in the all stats view, I have a toggle. So we're just gonna go copy and paste that guy right now. No sense in doing the same thing more than once. Toggle switch. Let's go to settings. And then we're gonna copy and paste this guy underneath it. We do need the toggle switch package. We'll go copy that there. initial label index. So on user settings down here, const unit of measurement key is equal to unit of measurement, void save unit of measurement. That's actually pretty perfect. I need to save to shared preferences. Where do I have that at? Here, maybe? Yeah. Save to shared preferences. Set string, unit of measurement key, unit of measurement. Yes. All right, and that's going to be feet or meters. So here we're going to say void unit of measurement index is equal to feet what am I looking for here? It's equal to 0. I should just be loading the settings on. That is what I should be doing. All right. So on app launch, where do I want to put the settings at? Should probably be its own thing. App launch. Let's go. Void load user settings. Async user settings dot unit of measurement is equal to feet. All right, so we've got unit of measurement. So now I can go to the settings view since I'm loading that variable in. And we can say unit of measurement is equal to unit or user settings. Unit of measurement is equal to feet 0, 1. Can I put parentheses around this? Does that break things? No. Okay, and that looks cleaner. All right, so that's going to be our index, and then we'll copy and paste this for the toggle. Type void. It's got to be, oh, because I made it type void var. There we go. All right, corner radius. This one is feet. Make it a capital. This is meters. I'll leave the colors as is for the time being. Okay, so now set state here. That's the initial label index. On toggle index, unit of measurement index is equal to that. If index is equal to 0, user settings dot unit of measurement is equal to feet. This one will be meters. I think we're keeping it lowercase. We'll keep it lowercase. All right, meters and feet, and then we need to save unit of measurement, feet, and then do the same thing here. Meters, so we're updating them accordingly. I don't think we need anything else actually. I think that's probably good. Let's hit reset. Let's go to the settings view. As long as it's functional, I'll probably call it here for tonight. Okay, on course, it wasn't course loading, it was course display. Courses here maybe. Of measurement. That's just my converting distances. That's where I was using it. Okay. So I don't think I was actually displaying it there. Length, total distance. We can leave that as is for now. All right, so we have a toggle. Save this to the user defaults. Read user settings from defaults on app launch. So one would get good way to make sure that this is working is it's meters here. Now if I go back and we reload the app, is it still meters when I open it up? And as long as that's the case, then it works. It is not. Okay, so that did not work because I never actually added load user settings up here. Load user settings. All right, so now I'm actually calling it. Let's go do one more quick check. It's meters. We go back. Now we refresh, and now it should be meters. Now that I'm actually calling the function. Yeah, okay. So the toggle works. This works. Toggle in settings for users, select their unit of measurement, so they'll be able to adjust feet or meters here. Let's add a text above that real quick, just that says unit of measurement. That'll be a little bit cleaner. Let's go to all stats. Not an auto size text. Yeah, let's just grab this guy. And then we'll go here. Let's auto format this. Whoa. Format selection. There we go. I don't like the way that looks. Let's fix that real quick. Better. All right, and then on the text, this is just going to say unit of measurement. Add a const here. Get rid of it here. Save it. All right, so let's make this 20. Let's add a little spacer here. And then let's make this substantially bigger. Yeah. Probably stick with the same font that we had up above. A little bit smaller maybe. Yeah, that's the right idea. Okay. Active foreground color, active background colors, 2 different colors. Inactive. Yeah, those are good. Okay. I kind of like the gray and the white. Thinking, well, I'll probably mix up the colors at a later date, but toggle's done. For selecting unit of measurement, we've got the label above it as well. That saves. We can read that from anywhere in the app now. And I do already have on the courses my function built out for converting distances between meters and feet. That's something I had previously in Throw with the Pros. So that's done as well. Detailed view, how it would overlay with existing code. Okay. I do remember that one. We can think about what we're going to do next time. We'll probably build out the initial support view. And then it'll be going straight to the add courses. I might start with add courses. We'll see how I feel next time. C1x, so obviously we have scorekeeping in the app now. Through this is the very basic starting point for what I want the app to be. I intend to upgrade this a little bit and then also add a detailed scorekeeping mode. I'm not sure what that is actually going to be called. I don't think detailed is going to stick, but I intend to have that include some features like documenting which side of the basket you're missing putts on, where you're typically missing shots, missing angles, what discs you're throwing, how you feel about the shots after you throw them, lots of things like that. Going to go very into the weeds, but will be available for people that are interested in that. And if you're not, you'll also just have this basic scorekeeping if you just want driving and putting stats. You'll be able to switch between them. That'll also probably be a toggle in the settings. So I think maybe that'll be when you start each round. TBD. We're gonna have to update some saving functions when I do that as well, or maybe it'll just be its own thing. Maybe it will. Really TBD. That's why I've got a task in here just creating a game plan for how it's even going to work. But that's something that's probably going to come a little bit later, kind of along with the pro comparison. So we'll leave these here right now, but we're going to keep working down below it. So we've got the support page to build out. Where the button for that's going to be, I'm not sure. I might just do it in settings. I don't know if we need a whole nother view for it, because there's probably not going to be a lot of settings in this app to begin with. So maybe I'll just add the support buttons in here. There's going to be a note to developer where you can email me. There's going to be privacy policy, terms of use, because those are things that Apple and Google require. At least Apple does. I have to put it in there for Apple anyways. So yeah, those might just go in the settings view. But problem for next stream. So I tend to do quite a bit this week. We'll see how much, but we're getting pretty close. I know I've added tasks in here since I started, but we're at 42 out of 59, and the idea is that once I hit 59 out of 59, the app is ready for testing. It's already pretty close. Adding courses definitely needs to be in there. But once that is, we're about there for at least some initial feedback. So we'll call it there for tonight. Thanks to anybody who finds this after the fact. Lots of ways you can reach me. If you have any feedback, stuff you want to see in the app, do a little digging on the YouTube channel and find that yourself. But yeah, we'll call it here. See you in the next one.